All right, I guess we're trying this now. All right. Shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing yet. All right, let's fucking do this. All right. Grab your cocktail, mocktail, or whatever it is, or whatever's cold in the fridge, because it's time for Cocktails with Kat. I'm Kat, obviously. I am your virtual drinking buddy, your virtual bestie, and the girl who will absolutely make life's tough shit seem a lot easier and a lot lighter than it should. Today's the pilot. Today is the beginning of Cocktails with Kat, the one where we figure out what in the heck this is and what we're doing here together. So pour yourself a drink, get cozy, and let's talk about why this podcast exists and why it's probably exactly what you need right now. So grab your drink, cheers to the new beginnings, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about what I'm sipping on. It is a beautifully delicious spicy margarita. Because if you were to ask me what kind of cocktail I am, I would most definitely tell you a spicy margarita. And because life, she's a little salty, she's a little sweet, and if you're not careful, that bee will sneak right up on you. But it's a lot of fun. So now that we got our drinks, let's talk about this little show and what it's all about and why I started Cocktails with Kat. If you've been around my photography business for a while, I did a segment called Cocktails with Kat years ago on Instagram that was just wedding focused. Now we're changing it. We're switching it up. We're changing platforms, and we're doing something a little bit bigger and a little bit better, and something that I think we all really need. And honestly, I just wanted a place where we could drop the fucking act and be exactly who we are in the messy and the imperfect. And here's the truth. Somewhere between you can have it all and you're not doing enough is where a lot of us get lost. I've been lost there a lot. In the mix of seeing what everybody else does and how perfect it seems, and yet always feeling like you're not doing enough, but also being like, oh, I love everything. We're going to be lost together. Somewhere we can talk about the shit they don't tell us about or talk enough about, giving women a place to feel a bit more normal and less curated, perfect. And we're going to live in the messy, because life is messy as normal and your Instagram and TikTok are not. So I want stories from women who are doing their best, even though it's not perfect, even though it's messy, even though it sometimes is like, what in the hell am I doing? And you're flying by the seat of your pants. You're chasing dreams, you're burning out, you're building it back again, learning from your lessons, sometimes starting over, sometimes starting fresh. And you're still laughing about it because you're chasing your dream and what you define as success and happiness. And it's your very own version. And you've learned that everybody having the same success is bullshit. So that is this space of Cocktails with Kat. For the women who are independent, ambitious, emotional, messy, soft, strong, all of it and all of it in between. And you just want to feel like you're not the only one. We're here. We're going to talk about what success and happiness actually look like and how it's different for everybody, because spoiler alert, it's not the same for everybody. And that's the point, is you get to make your own. So here's to the honesty, the cringe, the unhinged, and the beauty between what keeps us all going and chasing our dreams. Hey-o. So let's talk about the vibe of what's ahead. Here's what we're not doing anymore. We're not doing fake perfection. It's tiring, it's exhausting, and it is bullshit. We're not doing, you should be further along. You should be here. You are exactly where you are because it's exactly where you're supposed to be. And we're definitely not guilting over self-care Sundays, self-care Wednesday, whatever your thing is. We're not guilting ourselves over the self-care that is sticking up for us and doing what is best for us individually as women. We're not apologizing anymore. We're just not. Unless you pinch somebody and hurt them, apologize for that. But otherwise, don't apologize. What you can expect, stories, I will be interviewing women and you will see stories from women who have built lives that actually feel good. Not all the time, not the entire time, but they don't just look good. And maybe they don't look good, but they feel good because they're building something in their terms of success and happiness. You'll also have solo episodes of Just Your Girl, where I'll get a little unhinged about modern life. I will talk about my own struggles and successes, things that I think are topics that need to be covered for women in modern day, where I learn, I ask questions, and I want to hear from you. And there's going to be a lot of laughter and some fun, because sometimes that keeps us all together. And if you know anything about me and my career as a wedding photographer, my job is highly stressful on a wedding day, but damn, I still like to have fun, because why not? I get to choose to have fun, and that's what we're going to do. So we'll cover it all. Career pivots, love, friendship, burnout, build up, boundaries, confidence, losing confidence, starting over, dating disasters. Oh, I'm so excited for those because I've been married for a hot minute. Finding your peace, defining who you are and who you want to be and what you're chasing. And that weird thing we all do where we compare ourselves to people we don't even know or like. We're going to talk about it, okay? Nothing's really off limits. We also are very respectful of everybody, and we're going to talk to people the same way when you sit down for a good girls' night on the couch with a couple of drinks and you just start yapping and see where it goes. That's what we're doing here. And don't worry, we won't always be really super deep, because you need to have fun. We'll have games. We'll have spicy opinions. Probably many, did I just say that? Moments. Let's start off with some games. A game we will play with every guest that comes on to Cocktails with Kat is Spill or Sip. Today I'll be asking myself, interesting, 3 questions. Other guests will have multiple, and we will play this game throughout their interview, where they either get to spill and answer the question or take a sip, and we'll really know what they want to avoid. All right. Before we get to the first one, let's grab your drink and you can play along. Have a little fun, okay? If not, grab that emotional support coffee or water that you got, girl. No shame. Question 1. What's my current main character moment? Mine is every Sunday how I show up to everything that I do in my Buffalo Bills Zubaz jersey, hat, my cat sweater that they're wearing a jersey, my cat socks that he's wearing a jersey, my Buffalo Bills hat. I do not care where I am going, fancy or not, I am going to be in my Bills wear. It is football season. And we will, in fact, win the Super Bowl by me wearing my Zubaz, cheering like unhinged person, and heckling every NFL fan that I see that is not a Bills fan. And if they are, it's definitely a Go Bills situation, okay? That's how I'm getting through football season. In fact, when I worked this past Saturday, I even wore a shirt that says, "It's a bad day to be a folding table." I'm not playing around here. Number 2, second question. What's one thing I've stopped apologizing for? I have to give a disclaimer. When you hear this, you are going to be like, oh, God damn, I do this. And you're going to notice everybody doing this, okay? I am no longer saying I'm sorry for things I haven't done in a social setting. Have you ever had someone pass you in the grocery store and you just move out of the way just a little bit, or maybe back up and give them space? You say, "Oh, I'm so sorry." You haven't done anything wrong. Or if you ever went to walk into a restroom and the lady coming out, as she's coming out, is just saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry." No, babe, you're coming out of the bathroom. You don't need to say you're sorry. I do that shit all the time. I'm doing everyday thing. No one's asking me to move, but like the mere fact that someone else maybe like is crossing me in an aisle at a grocery store, I'm like, "Oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm not doing it anymore." We're just not doing it, okay? Now that I've told you, you're gonna be like, "Oh God, here it is." What's my biggest ick about adulthood? This one. I have so many for this. It's gonna keep coming up. But right now, my ick for adulthood is that it has to be serious. And if you're not serious, then you aren't you aren't successful, or you're not a real adult. Adult life does not have to be serious. It does not all about list and making timelines and being places on time and doing all the things and doing them perfect and being serious about everything. I think adulthood should have its fun moments. Do we all have to pay taxes and bills and we hate it and be on time for those things? Yes, we do. We all got to do it. But what about like having fun in the midst of doing some of those tasks? What about doing dishes and having fun and having the radio on and doing it? What about just laughing and dancing in the kitchen and not taking everything so goddamn serious? I hate that people think everything has to be serious, and if it's not, then you're not a successful individual. Hate it. Okay, let's get into the real talk about Cocktails with Kat. And one of the main reasons I'm doing this and I'm sharing different stories and different paths of life is because you want to know what's absolutely wild is that us as women and humans are told that success is a straight line. You get a job, you get married, you get a house, you have kids, and that's how you live happily ever after. That is success. That is the American dream. How many times have we heard that that's the American dream? That ain't my dream. It is absolutely wild to me that is all we are fed. And I hope my nieces and nephews hear something different. But life is honestly more like a cocktail. It's a recipe that keeps changing. Sometimes you have all the right ingredients and you got them all and you nail that shit. Other times you're missing the lemon, you don't have the tequila, or sometimes all you got is tequila. Hey-o! For me, personally, success used to look like proving something. Like proving that I was something and just proving myself. Now, it's peace. And what I define as peace and success. It's laughing with my friends. It's doing work that feels good. And I don't have to be a dick about it. It's giving myself permission to rest in amongst my hustle. I love to hustle. I hustle like I am broke. And I love what I do. And there's days that I don't like it. And there's days that I absolutely love it. And there's days where I'm like, hang on, I need to slow down and rest. I get the chance to do that. It's empowering other women and not being a giant bee about it. It's genuinely caring for the people around me because I'm successful enough that I give myself the space to be able to do it. That is what I hope this podcast becomes. It's a place where you realize, oh, that is normal. Oh, I've been there, or I feel that way. Or you just feel commonality with the everyday woman because the everyday woman is not that straight line. It's not what we are anymore. And someone else is dealing with this shit too. I just want you to feel like you're sitting down on a couch with your girlfriend yapping and you finally realize, oh, this feels good. This is what I needed. I needed to feel like someone else got me and got what I was going through. And will you identify that with every single podcast? No, but there will be times in everybody's story that you see yourself in it is what I'm hoping. Because you're not behind, you're not failing, you're just human and you are exactly where you're supposed to be at the exact right time. Let's get into our next segment. Our next segment is called We're Calling Bullshit. And it is where every guest is going to come on and they're going to get to call bullshit on a myth or a rule that we have been told as women, as humans, and they're just going to get to call bullshit about it. So we're going to start with me here. So what's one myth or rule that I've been told as a woman, and I'm calling it BS on today? This is a big topic for me. And it is something that I've learned over the years. And I literally just had a conversation with my mother this week about it. That our emotions as women show weakness. I think it just makes men uncomfortable. It makes people uncomfortable. People who are not comfortable and confident in themselves see other people sharing their emotions and it makes them feel uncomfortable because they're not comfortable with themselves. How many times can I say comfortable? Damn. Anyways, fuck that. Seriously. We get to have those emotions. We get to feel them. We get to show them. It's healthy. Do I think you need to be running down the streets, yelling, fuck this, fuck that, and screaming at everybody? No. You might need some help on that. Within your own four walls, even if that four walls is the bathroom at your corporate job or in your own office, in your space that you create and give yourself, have those emotions, show those emotions, let it out of your body. Because what I have learned time after time is that letting that out of your body is extremely healthy and it is downright powerful. Every time that I take a big step forward in my job, in my life, whatever it might be, it's because I let go of the shit that was pent up inside of me. My mother used to always tell me when I'd cry, she goes, that's okay, let it out. It lowers your blood pressure. Even as a kid, I didn't have high blood pressure, but now I know what she was saying to me. She was saying, let it out. That's what you need. It's healthy to let it out. But I do not like that people think it's a form of weakness, especially in women. It is not. We just know how to show it, and they don't. If we just let that shit out and move on, it's extremely powerful. That's what I'm calling bullshit on today. Here is just what we're getting into. If no one's told you today, you're doing fucking great. And you are exactly where you should be. And I hope that is the number one thing that you learn from this podcast, is that it's okay to be where you are and feel comfortable there. You don't have to unpack. It may not actually feel comfortable in the moment, but once you get past it, you're like, that was where I was supposed to be. So maybe you're not comfortable, but you realize you're on the journey and you're right where you're supposed to be, even when you're in the shit and the muck, even when you're climbing and you're crawling and you're working towards everything and it hurts and you're tired and you're mad and you're just like, fuck this. But you're still moving. You're still going. And then maybe sometimes when you're in the peaks and it feels good and you get to breathe. So whether you're in the lows or the highs, you're exactly where you're supposed to be, or in the in-betweens. Even if your to-do list is basically a fan fiction at this point, your laundry is either still in the dryer or in the chair, I know mine is, and your 5-minute journal hasn't been touched since January, you're growing, you're learning, and you're figuring this shit out imperfectly, just like the rest of us. And I'm here to say it. None of us are doing it perfect. Even when someone says, oh, I have this and I think you should do this course and you're going to journal for every 5 minutes. It's changed my life. I guarantee there's days I don't do the right in that 5-minute journal. Guarantee it. So you're just like the rest of us. We're here, we're together, and we're women. This is Cocktails with Kat, and I cannot wait for the stories, the laughter, the unhinged moments, and the wild honesty that I hope will come out here. And here's to keeping it real, laughing through the chaos, and building life that actually fits our definition, individual definition of happiness and success. Cheers, guys.